Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for October 20th. October 20th is the 293rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 294th in leap years, with 72 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is granite. Granite is a hard, intrusive, igneous rock. It's usually composed of quartz, feldspar, and plagioclase, which are minerals. Igneous means that the rock was molten, and intrusive basically means that it cooled underground as compared to extrusive, which refers to molten material that flows and cools above ground. I don't know if any of you have been following the news of the volcanic activity on the island of La Palma, but that volcano issues lava out onto the surface of the earth, and when it cools, it will be an extrusive rock formation. But granite is an intrusive rock formation. It tends to be hard, so it's good for things like tiles and countertops and state capitol steps. The word granite comes to us from Latin, granum, which means a grain because of the coarse-grained structure and appearance of granite. Granite usually has a hardness of 6 or 7 on the Mohs scale. And to give you a little reference there, talc is the softest at 1 and diamonds are the hardest at 10. We can thank Mr. Bowers for suggesting today's word, granite. And with that, as you probably know, the United States comprises a good-sized chunk of the North American continent. Canada, of course, lies to the north and Mexico to the south, with the United States taking up most of the middle. France, Spain, and England had laid claim to various parts of what is now the United States. A few other countries too, but those three were the major players. Of course, the American colonists revolted against British rule and acquired their freedom in the 1700s, forming a new nation, the United States of America. But America didn't hold sway over the entire continent. The French and the Spanish had parts of it too. You may know that we have a state called Louisiana. It's a boot-shaped state in the southern part of the United States. The mighty Mississippi River runs through it, forming a delta in the Gulf of Mexico. Prior to today's item, though, most of present-day Louisiana was just a tiny portion of a much larger area called the Louisiana Territory that spread over a large portion of present-day United States. The Louisiana Territory covered an area that now comprises the states of Montana, North and South Dakota, parts of Wyoming, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, part of Minnesota, portions of New Mexico and Texas, and even up into Canada. It was huge. The French had the Louisiana Territory from 1699 until Spain acquired it in 1792. France got it back in 1800, but that didn't quite work out for a variety of reasons. Thomas Jefferson and James Madison were interested in acquiring the Louisiana Territory for the United States and set about in negotiation with the French for it. And when the French offered to sell the Louisiana Territory to the United States, our guys didn't waste any time in making a deal. Of course, a deal that big is bound to have some opponents, and this one sure did. But Jefferson and Madison managed to talk Congress into it. $15 million for the purchase, which breaks down to about $18 per square mile, would effectively double the size of the United States and give control over the waterways of the Mississippi River. And so it is that on October 20th, 1803, the United States Senate ratified the Louisiana Purchase. It's only one story, but that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos at the link below. I'll also add it up there in the corner for you. I also share links to these videos at my blog, No Really, and on BitChute. If you happen to be a BitChute subscriber, you can find the link to that in the show notes below. Images are from Bing Images, public domain or licensed free to use and share. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and feel free to share this video. I do have another channel, 8 Susquehanna. There's a link in the show notes to that, and I'll put a link up in the corner also. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.